Alright, does it sound okay from this side? Say something.
Hello?
Why do you have to do weird stuff?
It's okay. Fine. God, you are so mean! Get off my back!
Join us on a stroll through the strange, sometimes frightening, but always intriguing world of the unexplained. Join us as we tiptoe through the darkness with your hosts, Izzy, and I'm Bethany.
I'm Izzy.
Oh my god.
What?
Were you even paying attention to what I was just doing?
You were reading the intro.
Yeah, I was reading the intro. When do you say I'm Izzy? When do you do that?
Oh, at the end.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? God, just disgusting.
I was up all night writing on my book, and now I just woke up and I realized I'm gonna have to erase all of that shit.
Were you?
Or put it in later, because I pushed it.
God, your life is so tough. How about being a 40-year-old with a friggin' ear infection?
I was a 39-year-old with an ear infection.
You know, we're not talking about you right now.
Because we had the same cold. And it likes to attack ears.
Yeah, what's up with that? I've had an ear infection since I was like a little kid, and even then I don't remember getting ear infections often.
I'd never had an ear infection until I became an adult and had kids.
It's all children's
around
fault.
me. Yeah.
You know what? That's true. I don't remember getting this sick. Well, no, stop. Before we had kids, you remember that flu that we passed around?
That was called food poisoning.
You're bursting from either side. No. There was what is that called? It's not the hantavirus. That's that one you get from mice. What's that one?
Ebola?
No, not Ebola. Shut up. No! It's from people with poopy fingers touching shit, and then you touch it.
Alright,
we're
going to go into a segment called Bethany Thinking of That One Word.
It's like the enterovirus. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying.
And then she gives up.
Shut up, I hate you so much. Okay, so we are here today. Sorry for the prolonged absence. I know all of our fans out there.
Someone's listening. I mean, we got one person.
Yes, thank you for listening. We do appreciate that. And I am sorry once again if we mispronounce things. And
we are talking out of our ass. So if something comes up as insulting, we really don't mean to insult anybody.
No way.
Well,
assholes we mean to insult, but those are only assholes. If you're not an asshole, then we don't mean to insult you.
Do we need to, clarify what an asshole is? Because,
yes. Okay.
Alright, so it's located at the end of the spine.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold up.
And generally on the other side of the ball sack.
Generally. An asshole is whomever we think is an asshole. Did you see what my man did? He hung my Bigfoot side up.
Oh, I thought you meant last night.
No, I'm too sick for any of that. But
it's I didn't know you liked me to watch.
What is wrong with you? I was pointing at something beautiful. He put Bigfoot up. Hack your guts up.
Because that's what this room needs is another Bigfoot. I see the double chickens hidden.
Oh, I haven't hung that one up on the wall yet. I was going to. What are you talking about? Looking at all these half-naked, big-boobed ladies on comic books. What are those?
Astonishing Magazine and Weird Tales Magazine.
Okay, covers. Those are real things?
Yeah.
That's the littlest ones up there. The Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's very proud that she could add something to our wall.
Yeah. Okay, so, anyway, now Fizzy's done talking, God, she wastes so much time. We are going to be talking about weird things, odd things that have happened around areas that we've lived.
I'm speaking to mostly Nevada.
Yeah, most of mine are from Nevada just because we spend the most time in Nevada. But I do have some interesting things, such as the UFO landing in McMinnville, Oregon. We lived there for a while, and I had no idea it was such a UFO hotspot. But apparently in the 1950s, if you Google pictures of UFOs, you're going to find this photo. It's a very famous photo. Here, let me pull it up for you, Izzy, and see if you recognize it. This is a very famous photo from McMinnville. This is supposed to be of a UFO landing, okay?
Okay.
So,
I remember us, when we were young, sitting on the roof of a car, looking at the sky UFO hunting.
Oh, we did do that.
It was...
Because there's a place called, Enterprise, Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we used to, that used to come up all the time.
I remember a time,
So,
a night when everyone was claiming to
You've
have
seen
seen
this.
it.
You've seen this picture before.
Mhm.
It's a picture of the side of it. Looks like a farmhouse, and there is hills and a telephone line.
That's
in the
a really
back.
old picture,
Then
too.
above is a UFO. It's from the 50s. This is from, they don't, see down here they tried to reconstruct it. Now that's
50s.
definitely
That was the Cold War, right?
in the 50s? Yeah, that was the beginning of the Cold War.
So, they were doing all sorts of weird experimental shit then.
It just said in 1950 this was taken. It was the people who lived on this farm.
I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that it was ours and we were just flying it. Of course, it's quite a ways from Skunk Works.
Evelyn Trent, on May 11th, 1950, at 7:30 p.m., was walking back to her farmhouse after feeding rabbits on her farm. Before reaching the house, she claimed to see a slow-moving, metallic disc-shaped object heading in her direction from the northeast. She yelled for her husband, who was inside the house. Upon leaving the house...
Wait. Look at the magnified version of the picture. That looks a lot just like a pan lid.
It really does.
It really, really does.
Upon leaving the house, he claimed he also saw the object. After a short time, he went back inside their house to obtain a camera. He said he managed to take 2 photos of the object before it sped away to the west. Paul Trent's father claimed he briefly viewed the object before it flew away. Okay, so the Trents were interviewed again later in the year, and it said that they had a slightly different version of the incident that they told the paper. 2 days later, they told the Telephone Register, which was, I guess, McMinnville's local paper. And in that version, they said that Evelyn Trent stated, "We've been out in the backyard. Both of us saw the object at the same time. The camera, Paul thought it was in the car, but I was sure that it was in the house. I was right, and the Kodak was loaded with film." So...
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Whenever they say they have a different story, every time I tell the same story, it's different each time I tell it.
Yeah, I'm not...
And she told it the second time, he told it the first time, and Lord knows people, they just see things differently. He probably thought he saw it first as himself.
So here's what they think. People have said that they think it could be the wing mirror on a 1961 Ford. Here's the problem. This picture was taken in 1950, not 1960. But I don't know if the side mirror looks the same for a truck in the 50s. So yeah, I would suggest that if you're interested, look it up. It's very popular, even if you don't know where the picture was taken. If you've ever looked up UFOs, you've seen this picture. I've seen this picture. Everyone's seen this picture.
I didn't know cameras took that good of still pictures back then.
That was magnified. There was 2 photos, and the other one, that was from a distance. They just magnified it. Because you can see it, if you look at the images here. Here we go. This is a little bit like what it was. See, you can see the side of the farmhouse.
Yeah, but usually if it's moving, there would be a blur, right?
I suppose, according to that, see right here, it wasn't going, it didn't speed away until, whoa, dude, look at the pot belly on that dude! Oh, hell, he looks pregnant!
Stop making fun of the UFO.
I'm just saying, if you dress up in that kind of
cosplayers.
suit. I love McMinnville. It's crazy. They have a thing called Turkey Rama, which was always crazy. Turkey Rama, I mean, for real. It's almost like Doyle, California's Lizard Days. What was it called? It wasn't Lizard Days.
The Lizard Races.
Lizard Races. Hell yeah, that was awesome. Anyway, I digress. So, that was from McMinnville, Oregon, and their UFO sighting.
Yes, it still looks like a pot pan to me, or like a...
Yeah, it does. It doesn't. It looks totally fake, but here's the thing. Even if, let's say for shits and giggles that aliens existed, and somebody went out and took a picture of an alien craft, with our technology, you would think that it was faked anyway.
Alright, so when we were kids, we lived on a farm for a short time. Bethany had a chicken, and it was the weirdest ass chicken I have ever seen.
Are you talking about my Polish chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I swear that thing looked like a puppet. If somebody took a picture of it, I would have sworn it was a puppet or a doll that they made.
Okay, but hold on.
It didn't look real.
You're going off of that. If you showed somebody a picture of an anglerfish, and they didn't know what an anglerfish is, it doesn't look real. It looks fake.
Or what's the manic depressive fish?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's only because it's taken out from the water.
The
and
drooper face.
Yeah, its face doesn't look like that in the water.
I know.
But, I mean, what about that fish that looks like a penis? You've seen it, right?
Bethany, is that what your husband tells you?
Okay, no.
It's just my little fish.
What is wrong with you?
That explains baby number 1.
I'm not liking you today. This fish, see? It's called...
Oh, yeah! Yeah, that's the worm. It's a worm, isn't it?
No, I don't... It does look gross. But look at those things. I mean, they look like wieners.
I know.
You showed somebody that, and I
tell
like...
that kid to stop touching it.
Yes. I mean, that's creepy.
It even has a penis head.
It's gross. It looks... Did you ever see Slither? Did you ever see that movie?
Yes, of course I did.
That's what that one reminds me of. If I walked outside and I saw a beach covered in wiener fish all over, I would start thinking of that movie Slytherin, which I really loved. I liked that movie. So creepy. Anyway,
Did you just say Slytherin? You
Slither.
did. Yeah, but you said that movie Slytherin.
Oh, okay. You know
Which
why?
would have been an awesome movie. I want a movie just based on Slytherins.
You know why? Again, I took another Harry Potter quiz. Again! And it says I'm in Slytherin. I am not a Slytherin, alright? I'm not.
What's wrong with being a Slytherin? It always says
I'm not a Slytherin! I'm either a Gryffindor or a Hufflepuff. I'm pretty sure I'm a Gryffindor.
You're not ambitious.
That's Slytherin.
Yeah, you're not ambitious.
No.
You are mean.
Whoa. I do, well, okay, yeah.
You're not so much a backstabber as in a repeated front stabber.
To your face, okay?
To your face!
To your face!
You will see the knife coming. You won't be able to stop it, but you will see the knife coming.
Yeah, I don't know how to hide shit at all. I'm almost as bad as your son.
I
know. So, the husband took it this weekend. I made him.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to know what house he belonged to. And he is can you guess what house he belongs to?
The yellow animal one.
The Hufflepuff?
Yeah, he's a Hufflepuff.
He is not a Hufflepuff. He's a Ravenclaw. He's up there with the oldest daughter, and she couldn't be prouder.
So he's a nerd.
He has yes.
I think he's a Hufflepuff.
He is not a Hufflepuff.
He's very Hufflepuff.
The boy is a Hufflepuff.
The boy is definitely a Hufflepuff.
The boy loves his pug and all animals. And the boy likes food. He's a Hufflepuff. The girl says if you don't want to stab anyone, then you can't be a Slytherin. And the other girl likes the books, and she's very proud of the fact she's a Ravenclaw. So, my husband is the Ravenclaw. I am not a Slytherin.
Have you taken the American houses?
Yes, and I was very angry with that one, too.
I think I got the horned snake.
Me, too! Why do they put me with snakes all the time?
I think that's medicinal.
I don't know, just...
No, now I have to look it up!
Okay, my bad. We have completely gotten off track. So, we
Harry
were
Potter
talking
does
about
that.
very odd occurrences. Okay, so now, do you want to take over with your tale?
You tell your story while I'm looking up the Harry Potter American houses.
No, because you have to actually respond to what I'm about to tell you.
I am listening!
Okay, so now we're going to jump back to Reno, Nevada. Reno, Nevada, it's had a couple of, it had a serial killer. It's had some law-changing murders. But I found this one to be particularly disturbing. This is the murder of Sonia McCaskey. Have you ever heard of her?
Yes. Wasn't she in the Olympics?
She was. She was a skier this was in 1963. And I got most of my information from horrorhistory.net, which I really like that website.
So the horned snake is for scholars. I'm a scholar. You're scholarly-ish. Okay, go on.
Were we on another subject? Were we? I'm just curious. Were we?
Am I about to get stabbed in the face?
You will see me coming.
Ooh, kinky.
Does it look like I'm amused at all by your shit? Because I'm not.
Okay. Sorry. You might not know this, but Bethany is on her period.
And I am also suffering an ear infection, and I have to deal with you.
the way you're going, if you try to come at me, you would collapse into pieces.
Come at me, bro. Okay. Side note. Side note. Everything I watch lately, if anything says it's just a prank, they always add bro at the end, and it makes me laugh my ass off. I was watching some YouTuber telling the news, and it goes, the incident was supposed to be a prank on somebody else, and he goes, it was just a prank, and then he goes quietly, bro. And I laugh.
Yeah, I know. That's become the news thing. Can you please change this picture from a penis fish? I'm just staring at penises. It's going to be all I can think of. I have a very one-track mind. I can't handle the penis.
Alright. Okay. So, back to...
I'm pretty sure some point somebody snuck an actual picture of their penis and posted it up there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. No.
That's because you are not as internet savvy as me.
Did you ever see that one parasite that can get into a fish and it becomes the fish's tongue?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terrified of that thing. I know they made a scary movie.
There's like this gif where the fish starts singing and then the worm comes out and sings.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's gross. I got a Spaceballs. Oh no, not again. Hello, money. Okay, so anyway, I digress. Stop taking me off the topic. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. Okay. Sonia McCaskey. Now this is really sad. This is messed up, and it breaks my heart. She was young. She had been in the Olympics. She wanted to go. Sonia McCaskey was a skier. She was teaching at the time. She was teaching up at Tahoe. And so that's why she was here. She was originally from, I believe it was England. I think she was from England. She had a young son who was about 13 months old. And so she had to get up really early. She was teaching classes up there, and she was also practicing. So her son was being watched by a babysitter so that she could go to early morning practice.
Mm-hmm.
On April 5th, 1963. It was a 10-month-old son. Pardon me. Let me just read you what happened. A babysitter caring for McCaskey's 10-month-old son called police when she failed to come by for the infant. Officers were greeted by McCaskey's heart near the front door before they found her nude, headless body crammed in a cedar chest with 3 knives still in the torso. Her attacker had attempted to skin her and cut a large incision into her pelvis at the neck. Her head was wrapped in underwear and a lace tablecloth. Her left foot was wrapped in a blanket. So what had happened was this young man, he was only 18, broke into the house. His name was Thomas Lee Bean, asshole, broke into her home, and he raped her, and he was strangling her. And as he was strangling her, she was begging him not to hurt her because she had a baby. He stopped strangling her long enough for her to tell him that please just let her live. She won't tell the police, but she needed to live for her son. And for some reason, that angered him enough. He strangled her until she was dead.
I can tell you why it angered him. Because it humanized her.
Yes.
And he to this point, he was probably stalking her. He probably had dehumanized her into some sort of reward.
Of course,
or something that she deserved. And she had to be with him.
She was a beautiful young woman. Not that being beautiful means you deserve to die, or if you're not beautiful, you don't. None of that. But I think that he saw her as she was attractive. He saw something he wanted, and he did not care.
And then when
destruction.
When maybe he even back then, a lot of guys believed that if they did rape a woman, she'd fall in love with them.
Some did, but I think he went in there. He knew he was going to kill someone because they asked him afterwards. They said, "Why did you kill her?" And he's like, "Just wanted to."
Maybe so he wanted to do it. He wanted to do it, and then he was just looking for any female to do it.
See, yeah, here's the thing. If he just wanted to kill something, I don't understand why he wouldn't have found an elderly person, a child, someone that he could really overpower. He wanted something specific from her. And it had to be her. So
he dehumanized her.
Oh, well, they usually do. Now, sometimes, like Kemper, you know who Kemper was, right? Mm-hmm. Ed Kemper, he didn't need to dehumanize them. Even if he spoke to them and recognized them as a human being, he would still kill them.
Right.
So sometimes they don't need to.
I mean, obviously, to do this, you have to be a psychopath,
Oh, yes.
sociopath.
Oh yeah, especially to do that much damage to her. And so after he strangled her, he doesn't know. They asked him why he started to dismember her, and he said he didn't really know why. He just thought it was a good idea. He had a knife and he started to he cut her head off. He wrapped it up, and I think, if I'm not wrong, he told someone that he had drop kicked her head like a basketball into the wooden chest.
Did you ever watch the videos that guy made when he was trying to bomb Bjork?
No, I heard of them. I know what you're talking.
What's his name?
He sent the letter bomb to Bjork, and then he killed himself.
I mean, he knew. He studied Bjork. He knew that she had a child. He did it. He said he couldn't do it because he was angry. It was Ricardo Lopez. Mm-hmm. Because she was dating, I think she might have even married this black singer, musician.
I don't know anything about Bjork, so I know the story.
I know him because I watched all the videos. I've just found it so compelling because, I mean, there's a part where you're like, you would want to feel sorry for. It's like see a wounded animal. You got to be smart enough not to go near the animal, but you kind of feel sorry for it. Like, maybe someone should just kill it.
Yeah.
You know, especially with his I cannot use this word.
Inflated ego?
No, his need to show his micro penis.
Oh, yeah, I heard something about that. Well, okay, so
and he said it was punishment to himself. But I'm thinking, maybe it is. Maybe it's your excuse to hurt people. And you wanted everyone to know, I am doing this because I have a micro penis.
That could be it. I digress. I don't know why that would... Anyway.
But I just thought the two stories were very similar.
Well, this case is well known for... I mean, it was a horrific crime done to a young lady in her prime, and it was well known because the Inquirer posted the crime scene photos on the front of their magazine. And as you know, with the Inquirer... And they're getting a little bit harder to find. You got to go around now. But when we were children, they were right up at the register.
Oh, yeah.
And so mothers would walk by, and you got to understand, this was back in the day when, seeing the movie The Creeping Eye could give you nightmares. This was something new, and here are these pictures on the front of the Inquirer.
Well, they shouldn't have,
body.
Even today, if they had pictures of a bloody body out right by the check stand with the candy bars, no.
Well, and also...
They would sell a lot more candy bars.
Yeah, and they said... They also misquoted the murderer, saying that he cut out her heart and stomped on it when he didn't.
No, he just chocolate.
He left the heart by the front door, and the police officer actually stepped on it. And he was like, oh, yeah. How would you feel if you were a police officer and you entered someone's home, and that's the first thing looking at that, and you're like, shit.
My bad.
No. You know what you're walking into.
My bad.
You gotta ask yourself as a human being, you have two choices. You either keep going, you're like, hey, where's the rookie? Hey, go in there and check it out. So, the Inquirer, like I said, posted these pictures. It was a huge uproar about that. So, you can go online and see these pictures, of course. They're horrific. But what doesn't make any sense to me, he cut off her head, and yet, in the picture of the Inquirer, her head's
That's
on her
because
body.
they put her head back over there.
They must have put her head over by her body again.
They did that a lot back in the day.
Yeah, they had to
readjust the body, the frame for the pictures.
I'm just seeing that now because he decapitated her.
I wouldn't be surprised if the photographer paid them so that after the police took their photos, they went in and took their photos.
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure that she was. This is a horrible thing. I need to make sure she was.
So just proof that, we all saw Silence of the Lambs, and they were like, we need to humanize her to the criminal. That doesn't always work. Sometimes it just makes them more violent.
Okay, so she was not beheaded, but it says that she was. Or why did he wrapped her head? I guess he just wrapped her head. So in an editorial edit that she
I'm
was
not
not
editing
beheaded.
it.
He wrapped her head, I guess, in so yeah, he was even trying to dehumanize her even more, so he didn't have to look at her face because he wrapped her face in several layers of.
He just wanted a body.
He just wanted her body, and then he started dismantling her body. So
and he wanted a plaything to
yeah. So this is him. Here's a picture of him. He looks like he just looks like a little jock, little baby. Oh, here we go. Here's a better picture of him. Doesn't he look like a jock?
Yeah, he looks like one of those cocky kids that would do pranks.
He kind of looks like a douchebag, right?
Yeah.
Just his face, he looks kind of douchey.
Like a junior douchebag.
Look at the look on this one dude right beside him. He just looks so like, my God, I've stared in the...
Shell-shocked?
Yes! Thank you. He totally looks shell-shocked. Oh my gosh, and I'm assuming that's his lawyer.
Probably because he's sitting right next to this kid who did this horrible act and is so blasé about it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, she was British too, by the way.
Okay, so he looks like a cocky, spoiled kid. He really does.
He really does.
He doesn't look like he probably was told he was perfect his whole life.
You know, it never goes into detail. She was a lovely young lady. Just lovely, and that's so sad. Hopefully her son, you know, I don't know. I don't have any information about her son, but, you know, now...
It would probably be in bad taste if they did hunt down
They got him a week later. He was really easy for them to trace because he tried to pawn a camera he stole from her. So, if you know Reno, that was really... somebody was doing their job and actually turned it in because he was... so, he did provide details, including he said that she did regain conscious while he was strangling her and she was pleading for the sake of her and her son. But here's the thing.
So he's
then he said, oh no, her head was cut off. Because then he said he tossed her severed head, and I quote, like a basketball, unquote, into the chest containing her body. Although the National Enquirer, known for sensationalizing stories and best, they said they couldn't find anything else that he did decapitate her. So, I mean, this is horrible. We shouldn't be, dithering
I don't see how it matters.
Or not. It wasn't. It was a horrible crime.
It doesn't matter if she was actually decapitated.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter none. But it was a horrible crime, and so they caught this guy a week later, and then they sentenced him to death. Well, in 1972, that was commuted to life in prison, and he is alive right now.
I hope he's been butt raped.
Oh, probably.
I hope he's somebody's bitch. He looks like he would make somebody a
that is bitch. The horrific murder of Sonia McCaskey. I thought that was, it was horrible. I mean, that's just horrible. And then I have another one. This is a murder again. So, this crime was actually in 2015. This was, okay, do you know what an EVP is? What do you think an EVP is?
Electronic voice phenomenon?
Very good. It is the voices of supposedly the dead. Some people say it's from different dimensions.
Remember your oldest daughter and she would ask you, how do you spell cat? And then you would say C-A-T and she'd say, very good. Like she's
teaching me, yes.
Yeah. You know how patronizing that was?
Okay. You're welcome. So, EVPs are supposedly the voices of the dead that you can record on any kind of recording device. Your phone.
But it also could very well be crossed lines.
It could be crossed lines. It
could be static. It could have been interference.
It could be anything. Hold on, let me get off of this. I don't want to see this.
Yeah, turn it back to the penis fish.
Okay. So anyway, if you follow ghost hunting shows at all, or podcasts or radio programs, you, especially in the early 2000s up until 2015, you would have heard these people. They were Mark and Debbie Constantino. They were at the top of their game. If you think of EVPs, if you've seen any ghost programs, Taps, I don't know if they were on Taps. I think they were on Taps. I know they were on Ghost Adventures. They were a favorite of Ghost Adventures.
Mm-hmm. So not that long ago.
Not that long ago. They were a husband and wife team that did EVPs. And if you've heard of EVPs, if you listen to EVPs, you've probably heard of some of their EVPs. Anyway, apparently there was some strife in their relationship, and they had separated. And on Tuesday, September the 21st of September 2015, Mark kidnapped Debbie, took her to their daughter's apartment in Sparks, Nevada, which is in Reno. It's like right beside Reno. And held her hostage for several hours, and he ended up killing her, and then he killed himself. It was a murder-suicide. Because they'd had so many problems in their marriage.
This intrigues me because is there a chance, because they are ghost hunters, that he could have been possessed?
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. After this happened, lots of people were coming out, of course, on forums and stuff saying that he had picked something up because he wasn't originally like this. He's slowly been progressing.
No one's originally like that, or he would have never been married.
Well, I mean, he had slowly been progressing over the years, angrier and angrier. And they think, because their profession of what they were doing,
that doesn't mean.
Well, I mean, they were doing well in what they had chosen as their chosen profession. And so that, a lot of people have said that he had picked something up, negative, and that energy, ghost, demon, whatever have you, was eating away at him and possessing him. Others said he had been violent for a long time, and it was just, sometimes humans snap, and he had just snapped. He was angry at her, and he took it out on, which he's also taking it out on their child,
okay,
too.
I'm assuming they were separated?
A trial, I think it was a trial separation.
So, it could have just been something that got out of hand at the moment. Like, he's thought, I'm going to threaten her, and then I'm going to convince her that to come back.
No, because the reason they were separated was he had gotten violent with her before. He already had a record for...
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that his goal then was to kill her.
To kill her. No, I don't think it was, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if
he was armed, so maybe he was up for anything.
He was going to intimidate her into coming back.
That's a possibility, too. So,
and then when he realized, shoot, I accidentally killed her, I'm going to kill myself.
She's not coming back. So after this had happened, a lot of people went to the scene of the crime, and they swore that they collected EVPs of her voice. I don't think anybody got his voice. They got her voice saying things like "help," "let me go," that sort of thing.
We can't play any of those recordings, can we?
Well, let's see.
I don't know if legally it'll bring our thing down or.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I can even find it anymore.
I think if you just mention who it came from.
So let's see.
No, that's them recording here in Winchester.
That's their...
That's gotta be hard for their kid. That has gotta be super hard for their kid.
Whoa. That's harsh. The daughter, Raquel Constantino, says that her deceased mother, Debbie, is burning in hell. Whoa.
Oh, drama. Where did this come from?
She says her father is watching over her from heaven and her mother is burning in hell. Reportedly, their daughter posted on her Facebook page, "This is Mark and Debbie's daughter. None of you know my family or the abuse we lived through. My daddy is in heaven watching out for me and my sister. My mother is burning in hell where she belongs. I won't reply to anyone on this post."
Well, she would know, wouldn't she?
Oh, she helped kidnap their mother, I guess. Damn. Wow.
Was she the only kid?
No, they have another one.
Who was younger?
Yeah.
Maybe they did it to get the kid away from her.
So apparently he kidnapped her, his wife. Mark kidnapped Debbie. And after the incident, after he killed himself and his wife and himself, their daughter was also arrested and charged in the incident. Mark and Raquel allegedly kidnapped Debbie and strangled her. Whoa. Wow. That's a whole lot to this story. So who knows what was going on with it, but that's crazy. No, I couldn't find the EVP. But there's others. If you look about, you'll be able to find the EVP.
So, the mother was abusive?
That's apparently what they're saying. But, I mean...
alright, if she was abusive, why wouldn't he just... the daughter obviously could get the mother out. So why didn't she just grab... there's another kid...
I don't know.
And just run.
I don't know the whole story. I would implore anyone who hears this and is curious to look it up and read it for yourself and see what's going on. I can't find any other reports about it, so maybe there's more out there.
I seriously want to hear what the daughter...
Yeah, I would be very curious.
said. Because you have to be for one person to do something stupid and, drag her out and shoot her and himself, that's fine. But for two people to go along with this,
yeah, and if she was not allegedly,
there had to be plans.
The daughter's still alive, as far as I know. So allegedly, this is what took place.
Well, she was there. They picked her up,
and then she was charged with it. I don't know if the charges were dropped.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not condemning her. Obviously, that she was pushed into a place where she felt like she had to do it. She doesn't. I don't know.
If she was abusive and she was going, if the mother was abusive, the mother was going to leave. Wouldn't she just be happy that she's gone?
That's true. But
so it's an odd.
There's even if there's like this. Well, you could have done this, this, and this. I've heard plenty of abuse victims say they felt trapped, even though technically they weren't.
No, that's very true.
They could have at any point run away, but they felt like they had to fight back to escape.
Now, for my last one for today.
Okay.
I have something that I don't know if you've ever heard of. Do you know who Jacques Cousteau is?
No! I don't know who the famous...
So you do know Jacques Cousteau, right?
Yeah, everyone knows
So everyone out there, if you don't know who Jacques Cousteau is, shame on you. But...
You're young.
He was a famous...
So shame on you for being young.
Underwater explorer. Well, he did, his oceanography...
I heard he was a jackass in real life.
Well, yeah. I heard the same tale, too. But he traveled underwater. He gave us all these images of underwater. He was renowned for deep diving.
So, who was that crocodile hunter guy?
Oh, Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin is my preferred explorer.
I like Steve Irwin, and I like that one guy. Damn, I forgot his name.
Because everything I heard, he's such a great guy.
Oh, what is
such
that guy's
a great
name?
Guy.
There's another guy who was
his children are so smart and talented.
There's another guy who was taking animals on those late night shows.
Oh, the one that was always kicked in the balls by him?
I love that dude. He did an interview, and I
bet he had no testes.
Do you remember the lady who had the chimpanzee that ate the other woman's face?
Yeah.
Okay, so when that happened, he went down there, and he was consoling about... he was with the police because he wanted to make sure that the...
Counseling.
Well, yes, but he was also wanting to make sure... Because she had other animals on their property. And he said that it was horrific. The whole thing was just horrific. And anyway, I digress.
Well, of course, how much property did she have that she could keep all those animals in an actual comfortable space? They need a lot of space.
And they're a wild animal.
Because they're wild animals. They're
not to be kissied on. They're not dogs. They're not cats. Cats will rip your face off if you kiss on them.
I don't know why, but I just imagine them all in stacked cages, like her purse of the week.
Yeah. I don't know how, if it was... You can't... Look, it's a wild animal, and you can't keep them... Anyway, I digress. So we know who Jacques Cousteau is.
Yeah.
So... It is said that French explorer Jacques Cousteau did a deep-water dive into Lake Tahoe in the 1970s. Lake Tahoe is bordering California and Nevada.
What it said? Did he actually do this?
No, he did actually do it.
Okay.
In the 1970s. Only to emerge with no documentation and no photography because he supposedly said that when he emerged from the dive, he said, the world isn't ready for what was down there. What did he say? Why would he say something like that? And he never went back into the lake again.
Underground military facility.
Okay.
Underwater military facility.
So the lake is 1,644 feet deep. Okay. The lake is connected to Lake Pyramid through underwater tunnels. That is a true thing. Now, before I go any further, let me explain something. I digress. I go in the Wayback Machine. I go back to... When were we at Pyramid Lake?
I can't believe a man who studies the ocean would go into a lake.
Lake Tahoe's famous. And it's pretty deep. Jacques Cousteau went in Loch Ness.
Well, that makes sense.
Why does that make sense?
Loch Ness is famous.
So is Lake Tahoe.
Do you know any other lakes in Scotland?
Okay, Let me explain. There's a couple other things with Lake Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, we stayed at Pyramid Lake. Pyramid Lake is, I don't remember, it's on or borders an Indian reservation. And I had a lot of Native American friends that told me tales about Pyramid Lake. And one of the tales that they told, and you remember this one, is that there are tunnels under the lake that connect it to Tahoe. And supposedly, supposedly there is an undercurrent that if you're swimming will pull you down, and because it's freezing, you'll die of hypothermia, and you drown too, and it will pull you through the tunnels. Fact. A swimmer, a deep swimmer, he was doing what is that called when they go through the canals? When they're swimming through cave exploration, but water? Splunking. Is that splunking?
I don't know. No, splunking is just caves.
No. Hold on. You're going to edit this out.
Am I?
Yeah. Spelunking.
Underwater. Otherwise known as caving. Say underwater.
Oh, underwater. Okay. Cave diving is underwater diving. Oh, it's just called cave diving. Okay, so not splunking. Man, splunking sounds so much better. Okay, anyway, he was a cave diver.
This can also be called underwater splunking.
Underwater splunking! I like that one better.
Okay.
So, dude was underwater splunking, and he drowned. They lost contact and they couldn't find him. 15 years later, they were looking through some caves under Tahoe, and they found the guy's body, and it was perfectly preserved because it's the temperatures at the bottom of Lake Tahoe are freezing.
So people have gone underwater into the Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
They've reached the bottom.
Yes.
And they did not come up saying the world is not ready for this shit. But Jacques Cousteau did. I'm just saying, that's an inconsistency. Why is it that everyone else wasn't he French?
Yep.
Maybe it was like his Frenchness couldn't handle it. You couldn't handle our jelly.
I don't think that is right at all.
He's like, oh wait, this lake is too American. The world cannot handle it.
It's not at all. Okay, what is this? There's a bunch of shit down there. The bottom of Lake Tahoe.
I knew it! The government had a Bioshock under Lake Tahoe.
Oh, they've got they have a scuba trail for people in Lake Tahoe.
Wow, and none of them came up screaming that the world's not ready for this?
So, okay, now, here's the problem with Lake Tahoe. And this is a known fact. Because of the freezing temperatures in Lake Tahoe, they have found bodies that are very well preserved. Supposedly...
She keeps bringing this fact up. Do you think there's frozen giants down there? Do you think there's any of those frozen giants? The Paiute Nation have stories about red-haired giants around that area.
We already did that program.
I am just updating so they know what I'm talking about.
No, you're not. Shush and listen. Locals have said there is a section of the lake near South Lake casinos called the Grave. If you take a submarine down to the bottom, you could find hundreds of bodies down there.
That's because the mafia.
The mafia used Lake Tahoe during the 20s and 30s to dump bodies.
When did Jacques Cousteau go down there?
In the 70s.
So is there a chance he went down there and just saw a bunch of bodies and he's like...
There's a chance.
I can't talk about this shit because there's mafia.
Which doesn't make any sense. Oh, I guess that would, huh?
Yeah.
The mafia was...
The world's not ready for this. Yeah, it's just so natural beauty.
Maybe he found Jimmy Hoffa down there.
And he's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. I'm too rich.
If you go, no, that's not true because he's got that river, that French river. What is the name of that they drain? The one that goes through Paris. They drain every now and then, and they find all kinds of shit in there. Sidebar. You know when you're learning CPR, you know the dummy that you use to learn CPR?
Yeah.
That was that's design was off of a real human being that was pulled from the
suicide.
Sin? Well,
Yeah.
They don't know if it was suicide. She was just pulled. They can't tell. But it was a young girl they pulled from the Seine. The name was just right there. What is the name of that river in Paris? The Seine, whatever.
I mispronounce it every time, so it doesn't matter.
Somebody smarter than us is listening to this, screaming right now. It's the stupid bitches. That's what it is. Well, I'm sorry.
I think it is the sign.
I don't know. Anyway, they pulled her out of it, and they used her as, they took a casking of her face, and that's what we use today for the test dummies to learn CPR. So, just so you know, it was of some young girl that died.
Okay, I was just enjoying the idea of Costa going down there, and it's just a bunch of bodies floating with their feet in cement.
Side note.
Alright, side note, as a Nevadian, and other Nevadians might understand this, we take a lot of pride in our faults.
Okay.
Like, our prostitution is the best in the world. Don't fight us on that shit. our Catholics, our alcoholics, we have more drunk drivers than any other state.
I don't think that's true at all.
And our mafia is gold, okay?
Whatever.
New York cannot trump our mafia. Our mafia is the best.
We do have a lot of Jewish mafia.
Yeah, that's straight. Oi.
Oy vey. We're Jewish, by the way, so we can say that. I guess I didn't have to add that.
Half. So half of me is feeling guilty right now.
Okay, so anyway, digress. Did you ever see that movie where the killer was putting the bodies...
I'm just kidding. The other half is Catholic, so that half doesn't care.
There's no half of you that's Catholic.
Yeah, Dad's side was Catholic.
No, it was fake Catholic. They came to America because they saw some kind of a crime over in the other... wherever they came from. Where did he come from?
I don't know.
Norway.
They're just different degrees of alcoholic, really.
Okay, anyway. Did you ever see the movie where the killer was putting the bodies at the bottom of the lake in cement so that the bodies would just kind of float there, all cathedral-like, and their hair going everywhere? That's what that reminded me of, the thing you said about the bodies. Anyway, so...
I was thinking of those
like
blow-up things that are outside of car lots, but like people...
Oh, there's also, this is a real true thing that happens. Okay. There are goldfish in Tahoe that grow to the size of very big dogs.
Yeah, because they're feasting on bodies.
There's been numerous, and if you go online, you can see pictures, numerous times that there's someone in the lake and something orangey color, glowing, is swimming towards you, and it turns out to be a goldfish. So look those up. That's interesting. Goldfish.
Our goldfish are not luminescent. It's just how they pick up the light.
What is wrong with you? I didn't say they were.
You said glowing.
If you saw something blue, you've got blue all around you, then you see something gold-colored coming at you, it looks like it's glowing.
I was just clarifying so people don't think we
have
radioactive goldfish, which is a possibility.
It is.
It is a complete possibility.
And then the last thing I have to share for you.
Do you remember that old Lenny Bruce joke where he came to Las Vegas and people were complaining about the smoking and he's like, but they're throwing radioactive bombs in the hills, well, not far enough that it wouldn't affect people. Everyone's good. It's affected by the blast.
There was a Lenny Bruce joke that I heard lately from that Mrs. Maisel that made me laugh so hard. It was so funny, so clever. It was like one of those ones when you hear it, you gotta think. Anyway, I digress. So the last thing that I have is about Lake Tahoe again, and it is Lake Tessie. It is our own Loch Ness monster, but in Tahoe, and we've named her Tessie. And supposedly floats. She has been spotted numerous times. The last time she was spotted was in 2017 or 2007. I can't remember. 2007 or 2017, and she was spotted, and they had a picture of something out in the lake. So those are my mysterious and horrible things that have happened.
Okay, I'm going to side note. Did you? Because this does connect to one of your previous stories about the Olympian who got her pictures put on, her death pictures put on papers.
Okay.
Same thing happened to Lenny Bruce. What they did was, out of respect, after he died, they took the photos the police did, and then they cleaned them up real quick. But then a reporter came in and paid somebody off, so they reset his body. But they did it really disrespectfully, like with his pants off and the needle still in it. They put the needle back in his arm to take these photos.
No!
Yeah, because the government really hated Lenny Bruce right at the time because they were, they were blaming all their crime and all their problems on drugs. And Lenny Bruce was speaking out on basically the government's demonizations and the government's control and how people are just
they
sheep at the time. I hate using that term, but honestly, you act like sheep, you're going to draw wolves. That's what happens. I was watching a documentary on Lenny Bruce.
Oh, okay, because I was like, that's horrible.
Yeah, and they did advertise his pictures out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he's laying there. So he was fully dressed?
That's what the story goes. That they found him, he was clean, he just died, Things happen to your body when you die. But then they went in and they cleaned it up real quick after they took the photos. But then someone came in and reset his body.
That's
to what
horrible.
They wanted the world to see.
I have never heard of this.
They wanted the world to see him as
oh, I see.
Drugged up.
So these aren't really how he was found.
Mm-hmm. And rumor is that the reason he even had a beard at the time was he was trying to get over drugs, clean up for his family at the time. So he was just holed up in a hotel, not taking care of himself because he was just trying to clean himself up. And
that's horrible. Where'd you hear this? So anybody who would be interested in watching the documentary.
There's a Lenny Bruce documentary. I don't know. I think it was either on Prime. It might have been on Netflix. Just go look it up. It's on one of those.
Oh wow, that's horrible. Yeah, I'd like to watch that. That's horrible.
So I love the older comics. Lenny Bruce, Bill Hicks,
Joan
George
Rivers.
Carlin.
Joan Rivers, she was hilarious. She had a lot of...
She was hilarious, but then I saw her later stuff and it wasn't as funny to me.
No, she became more of a commentary of stuff than a comedian, but yeah. Wow, I had no idea. That's heartbreaking. That really does break my heart. Okay, well, did you have anything to add for this week, or is this just pretty much mine?
How far have we recorded?
Like 56 minutes.
Yeah, I think, it's okay. You kind of stole the show today, but that's alright. Because I got to see a picture of a penis fish.
I can't believe you've never seen one of those before.
I did see him. I just forgot about him.
Okay, well, that was interesting. Do we have a topic for next week?
I think I'm going to set a picture of the penis fish on my phone as background picture.
Lovely.
Right now I have the picture of... Oh my gosh, what's her name?
Isn't that Bonnie and Clyde's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is...
Clyde Burrows.
I found this picture so very fascinating.
That was Clyde Burrows' sister-in-law?
Maybe we should talk about that next time.
Famous crimes, but not murders, crimes?
No, famous crime photos.
Okay, we could do something like that.
I mean, we kind of did it now, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Well, I'm a fanatic for, murders and horrible stuff like that, just because it's fascinating to me that somebody could do that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so there's this famous photo of this soldier in a trench.
Okay.
And he's just got this dazed smile on his face. Creepiest picture. Every time I see that picture, I just stare at it for hours. Apparently he was shell-shocked.
Oh, is this from World War I?
Yeah.
Oh, the stories that I've listened to.
Yeah, it was either World War I or World War II. I don't know.
Trenches were really the thing in World War I. So
it's just so haunting, that photo.
Oh.
So that photo and the one I took of Bonnie and Clyde's sister-in-law.
Yeah, because his brother was sitting on the grass with a stomach wound.
The look of complete and utter loss.
Well, they didn't tell her that he was alive. She thought he was completely dead. They didn't know that he was sitting there in the grass.
No, when they took the photo, she thought she had glass in her eyes, so she couldn't see very well, and she thought the camera was a guy.
Right. The guy walking up towards her
she thought she was being shot.
Yeah, she was going to be shot in the field, and she was screaming because that's what she thought she was going to die. That's right! I remember hearing that.
And I don't know if it... because I heard the story before I saw the picture. Mm-hmm. But I found the picture so captivating. I'm like, this is the most real picture of somebody that you're ever going to get.
Wow. That's true. right before they think they're gonna die. Okay, well that was great. Thank you for joining us this week, and we hopefully you're gonna join us for our next episode to maybe creepy pictures, or we'll decide.
Yeah, we'll spitball.
It's up in the air, so
This episode got dark.
a little bit. Okay, so
Except for the penis fish, our hero. Eternally.
Thank you for joining us, your host.
Penis fish.
I'm Bethany.
I'm Izzy.
Can you maybe stick with what we're doing? And
I'm stuck. My mind was on penis fish.
Mind looking around. No, you're thinking of all different sorts of things. I'm the one who's supposed to keep my mind on, calm today, and you're all just flittering.